Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day on the Milky Way.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, we just wanted to throw a little wrench into the matrix and,
Little
throw
role
everybody off
reversal.
there for a second. I
Little
hope
role
everybody,
reversal. Flip it
huh?
around. A little role reversal.
Yeah, I mean, gotta mix it up every now and then. So,
Absolutely. But I must say, I do not throw the howdy y'all like you do. So you
well,
just
I don't
got
know if
that
I've got
way
to
better.
hi everyone either. I don't have the chipperness you have. So,
Yeah, your Tennessee draw is a beautiful thing.
I don't know about that. I embrace it though when I can.
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
love it.
I don't know what happened with this when I went to schedule it. Well, I guess I'd scheduled the thing and then I noticed it said Pacific time zone. So I went and changed that back to Eastern. And for some reason, it showed up that this wasn't coming on till 1 o'clock. So there may not be many here with us. Who
Well,
knows?
that's okay. Yeah. They'll probably yeah, hopefully my notification, I'll see if it comes up. I'll let you know.
So, I mean, it shows we're live. We got 12 with us so far. So a few of us, that's all that matters. As long as we got some love.
Absolutely. Yep, it's coming up live on the feed, so that's good.
Yeah, sorry, folks. I didn't get to go last night. We had some terrible storms roll through here, and it wouldn't have happened. And to be honest with you, it kind of turned out to be a blessing in disguise, but I won't get it all into that. But yeah, we had some pretty bad storms, and I know some of these other states, well, including Tennessee, had some bad tornadoes, and a lot of people lost their lives. And
Yeah.
it's so weird here. Here we got through this winter, and it was a pretty mild winter comparatively, and here now we're getting into spring, and now I mean, it's like I was talking to somebody earlier, I can't remember, but I was talking about how we used to get continuous days of rain, and now we might get continuous days, but it's continuous thunderstorms. It's never just these rains, it's these hell bent thunderstorms. And then
I
now we're getting all these snows. It was 3 degrees in Denver today. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it's we definitely have something. We're moving into a different part of the solar system for sure.
there's definitely something going on.
Hmm.
Not just here either.
Did you
You
see
know,
the Venus lit up? It got real bright.
uh-uh.
Yeah, Venus lit up, I guess, and that's kind of cool. That means we're next.
I wonder what triggered that.
I think it's that photonic light you're talking about and the radiation and all that stuff. I do think that we're coming into a different band of part of the solar system.
Yeah, that's something I want. I'm glad you brought that up. That's something we got a few here, enough to spread the word, but it's something that's kind of keeps coming into my memory, folks. There's a lot of this hubbub about the 5G and all that. And, I'm not saying that it's safe. I definitely think that that's a determining factor as well as this radiation. But, you know, long ago, I talked about that supernova out of Sirius B that we were getting hit with. That's nothing but cosmic radiation. The
Hmm.
sun going into a solar minimum, that's nothing but cosmic radiation. And now we're getting this other supernova hitting us. That's nothing but cosmic radiation. We've had Fukushima out there basically poisoning the seas for who knows how, ever since it happened.
Yeah,
I really do believe a lot of this we're feeling is radiation sickness.
I do too. And even a lot of the symptoms,
Yeah.
it's in alignment with radiation poisoning. And like I
Lethargic,
said,
weak.
I think we're getting it, technologically speaking, getting used to this new 5G system. But I think this is solar too. I think that this is coming cosmically at
And then,
us.
like I said, in Fukushima too, in our food, and plus all the spraying they do
Oh God, yeah. We're getting it in our water, in our food. We're getting
in
it
our
in the air,
medications.
in the air. Every aspect that we're getting hit. Yeah.
So that's why I seriously consider. Oh, I'm going to get some kind of consumable iodine, and I recommend other people trying it as well. I know people that do take it now seem to be feeling good, and so
Hmm.
it's something that's not that expensive that can help other ailments as well. So I
Well,
want to look
other
into getting.
things too, is charcoal. You can purchase, capsules
Yeah.
of charcoal, and charcoal will help pull that out of your body. But like the old military remedy. I think that's one of the best ones ever known, and it's proven because the ones who did it didn't get sick when they had to work around radiation. And that was they did the sodium chloride tablets, and then they
Mm.
did seaweed. And they
Yeah.
took both of those once a day, and they had absolutely no negative problems from radiation.
Hmm.
So, there's many different ways to, research and look at the different ways. No medical advice, just like do research and look and see what resonates with you because everybody's chemistry is a little bit different. So like you're being drawn to the iodine, that's probably exactly what you need because you're being drawn to it. So pay attention to what like your body goes, ooh,
Yeah.
because that's a signal from your inner wisdom, the inner pharmacy within you saying, "Yeah, that might help me out." So, but everybody works a little bit different. So go with what you feel.
Absolutely. And, I mean, it's just something, to consider. I'm not saying that that's definitely what it is, but like I said,
I think you're spot on,
can't hurt.
Brian. I've been feeling that for a while, and it seems like it's the evidence is there. So I think you're right.
Well, I mean, like, a lot of these, that's with this COVID thing. It just happens to be something that everybody gets, the common cold.
Yeah,
And what do you feel? You feel down and beat. And that's the same thing as the radiation poisoning. It's sort of flu-like
yes,
symptoms. So,
exactly. And the thing that kind of made me aware of it again was when you said you felt dehydrated. I'm like,
I've been
oh,
dehydrated I mean, every morning I wake up, I'm just dry, parched.
and that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, that's a symptom of radiation poisoning.
Let me tell you, I drink water. I drink at least a gallon a day.
Yep. And you
So,
know what? To flush what's going on in the system, you might need 4 gallons a day. It just, like I said, play with your body and your chemistry until you feel better. But yeah, I think you're definitely spot on. I wish everybody had those ionic foot baths. Oh man, let me tell you, that is a fast way to pull crap out of the body.
hmm. Yeah, how much are those things?
I have a friend who makes them. He sells them, I think, for $700.
Oh.
And boy, I tell you what a family investment because you could share this with everybody you know.
It's like a community investment for me,
Not
though.
really. That's really not that much money for
I
what it
mean, I know,
does.
but
You know what I mean? It literally,
if
I
it
mean it.
works, I mean, it'd definitely be worth
Oh,
it.
it does. I mean, it really does. I've seen amazing things happen with this. My niece was the one that had the baby, and then remember I told you they gave him the shots, and he had grand mal seizures, was in the hospital, the whole nine. Well, we were just trying to figure out how to pull, as much of the toxins out of his body as we could, and I had that, and I
Hmm.
told her, I says, take this, to the house because he's a little kid. 1-year-olds are hard to make sit down and sit through a foot bath for 30 minutes. So I was like, take it home, get him comfortable. And I says, do this for him and see if this can get those seizures to stop. And as soon as he started doing those, he had not one more seizure. And his personality came back because people who have experienced complications with these things, what you've seen the light go out of the children's eyes.
Yeah.
They have a different look about them and it's immediate. And we saw that in him and it scared us. So we were, thinking, how can we fix this? Let's try everything that we can. So he did 5 of those baths and he was completely beautifully back to normal. And my niece, she had the HPV shots and they have complications now they're finding with that shot because it's having trouble with the placenta wall staying attached. So it's like causing a different where the placenta is tearing away from the uterine wall because that was meant to stop cervical cancer, which stops cells from doing what they normally do within the uterus. So I think this is causing some problems with, miscarrying babies.
But it
And it
seems
was
like
so.
everything they've been putting in the food is just making men sterile, everything. Like I said,
I
I think
know.
that's one step
Yeah.
closer where they want to control our DNA as well.
It is. It absolutely is. But, it was amazing though because she had Rowan and then they were trying to conceive again and she was losing babies and she was freaking out and she wanted another child. And it was so funny because I told her, I says, why don't you do this when you do this with the baby? Why don't you do this and make sure Tanner does this too every night? they both did the baths every night with the baby, and she's now 7 months pregnant, and everything is going beautifully. So,
Hmm.
don't know, but yay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Let's see who we
so
got with us before I get too far behind like
okay.
last time. Okay, who we got?
How's
Miss Mary Williams. How you doing, huh? Delaney, good to see you. There's Chloe. Miss Tribal 444, what's going on? Mr. Rick York, and yeah, I don't know what's up with the 1 a.m. man. Elsie Darling, what's going on? BTW 70, Mr. David Castle.
Hi, David.
Ann Allen, good to see you. Shannon Clean, welcome. Pure Love Ascension, what's going on? Star Eagle and Scotty Boy.
Hi.
Deborah Trudeau, good to see you, hon.
Mhm.
Sarah Kay, welcome. What else we got going on here?
I see
Suji, what's
Al.
going on, Suji? It's been a while.
I see Cheesesteak. Hi, Cheesesteak. Hi, Sue.
Mr.
Hi.
Lunsford, cheesecake, I ain't got to him yet.
Yeah, I see him.
I'm working my way down here.
Look, I need my
Deb, what's going on, Deb? Welcome back.
Hi, Deb.
Julie Ann Payne from Down Under, good to see you, huh? You get her back on here sometime. There's Miss Candy Apple. Empirical Gasologist, I like that name. Welcome back. Cheesesteak, there he is. Is this
Yeah,
live? You
yeah.
made it, buddy. Welcome.
And the Penny, 46. Hi. Don't know I've seen them before.
Haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, the Penny 46. Welcome. Good to
Yeah,
see
I
you
was gonna
here.
say, I don't think I've seen them before. Welcome.
Hopefully you find a family here. I promise
Yeah.
you there's some good people.
Yes. It's good family.
All
Bad
right, I guess we'll get it rolling. That way we can get through some chapters, maybe discuss some things in the end. And also I want to start off and I want to just say a big thank you to everybody. Got me over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so
Yay.
much.
And
Working my
Woodward
way back up.
TV.
Huh?
And Woodward TV. That might have
Yeah.
helped you out a little bit. That's awesome.
That was my next thing. Yeah, Woodward TV. And I've never even talked to the guy. It's just because where I had that damn Von Daisy on it, and they're really good friends. And
Right on.
this is like the third time he's given, third time he's given me a shout out. And every time I get at least 100 subscribers on my other channel, the first time when he gave me a shout out, I got like 600 subscribers for
Wow.
it. Yeah. So
That's amazing. That
thank
is
you,
amazing.
Woodward TV.
Absolutely. It's time for us all to come together and get strong as a group.
Yep. Well, see,
Even
that's something that I actually exchanged emails with Daisy today, and some of y'all, I've had her on here before, and she had a good idea. She was like, I think we need to merge these communities like this, and I totally agree 100%. It's time for these communities to come together because all it can do is make us stronger. I mean, of
absolutely.
course, there's going to be more differences in opinion and things like that, but that comes with the territory. That's what makes it interesting.
Oh God, yes. God, could you imagine if we didn't have diversity of thought?
It'd
It would
be
be so
boring.
stupid. Yeah, it'd be stupid. It's like, why be alive?
So,
Boring. Yeah, totally boring.
all right, now I haven't went ahead this week, so I don't really know what's coming at us, but hey, it's been
Right
good
on.
so far. So y'all ready to roll?
Let's do this.
All righty then. Chapter 25. If you have a problem, what do? I suggest the first thing you do is to quit calling it a problem. That is serious stuff. If you absolutely have to label it, call it a challenge, conundrum, puzzle, and give thanks for it. You're going to learn a lot from going through it. A challenge is something you have not found a solution to yet. There is not a challenge in the universe that cannot be solved. Bring you something good in the end, corrected or repaired. It is only a matter of how and when. Remember, your little challenge may be a good thing and have a purpose. It may teach you something that may help you to avoid the real problem later. There are ups and downs in all the physical life. If you have not experienced unhappiness, how would you know how to recognize happiness? Since we are responsible for the world we have created for ourselves, the challenge is rooted in us, and so is the solution. Trust in yourself and go within to ask for guidance. Listen, analyze, and act on what you get. Do it even if it is unpleasant, and above all, be honest with yourself. If you are totally stumped and cannot find a solution to your challenge, hand it over to the universal consciousness or God and allow for the solution to come. Here's a part of the cold hard facts of life, but I have to say it. Not all solutions to challenges are pleasant if they are for the higher good and for the learning of the soul. In a really difficult situation where you have been trying to manifest a good solution for a while, I would try this. Go into meditation, fill yourself with the bright white color of love. Visualize the challenge and neatly wrapped up in a package with a bow on it. Say or think something like, God, universal consciousness, in me, I have tried everything I can think of it to solve this. I show my trust in our universal consciousness so this challenge will be solved to the best of all concerned. Visualize the package and hold it up as you would release a bird. Then see it fly away and say, thank you for helping me solve this challenge. The mechanism of formulating a request for a manifestation is not very well understood. It is the same thing with prayer, which is a form of request for manifestation. Most people do not have a clue about how to pray. That is why most prayers go unanswered. Next time you read this book, take notes on what Moses said about prayers and how to do it. Why do people pray? They pray mostly because something bad is happening, to get out of poverty, to heal, cancer, etc. Often when they pray, the challenges they are facing are foremost on their mind, and that is what they will get more of if they are able to make contact in the first place. Navigating through the cluttered mind of chatter and private conversations in the head, usually breaking up their stream of thought. Visualizing mental pictures of what they want instead of the challenges facing them is essential. Send no mental pictures of what you want to get rid of. Do not even mention it. Please cure my cancer is a no-no. It is like you have claimed ownership to your cancer and you own it. You may say something different like guide me, lead me, and help me to maintain a perfect and healthy physical body. The word physical is important. Your spiritual body needs no help. If you say help me to maintain, it sounds like you already have it, and you do. Remember where this request goes. It goes out of the physical where there is no time and everything is already happening in the present. You're just latching on to your energy in the spiritual existence, the one that encompasses the content of your request. Perfect and healthy physical body, and it draws it down to you. Why would that happen? It is because it is already you. It has your vibration. If you make the contact and your messages gets through and your mind has fueled it with emotion, feeling, and love, this is automatic.
That is brilliant, Brian.
Yeah, this book is just full of
That's the
jewels.
holographic twin that I see. My twin.
It is, yeah.
I see that holographic twin of me, and man, it's a little bit bigger, and it's real strong and real vibrant, and you can tell it's a perfect template. And yeah, we need to learn to connect to that part of ourselves, because that is the key.
You can definitely tell that he's he believes in the holographic universe, because I mean, like he's talking about these timelines in a holographic
Yeah,
universe, the past, present, and future is all happening simultaneously.
absolutely. And that is, once you get above, I think, sixth dimension, it's all timeless after that. That's brilliant.
So, any questions have you seen?
No, not so far.
All right, well, we'll keep it rolling in chapter
Yeah.
26.
Good
I
night,
cannot.
Al. He's leaving. He's got to go night-night.
All
Sweet
right,
dreams.
good night, Al. Be careful out there, buddy.
Yep. Happy travels.
Read the book Holographic Universe. I definitely will, Cheese. Lord, I've got so many.
Oh, that is a fabulous book. Oh man, that's a good one.
I wonder if that'd be a good one to cover here. Like I said, this is what I want to do from here on out. I'm not going to talk about all the negative stuff anymore.
Yeah,
It's
we're
going to
gonna
be
try
things
to.
like this with growth.
Yeah, and we need to find out collective ways to implement what we want to see on the planet, and this is going to look different ways for different people. So we need to try to explore all the different ways that we can get to a common goal, and then that's a little challenging, but it definitely can be done.
And by the way, folks, if any of y'all have anything positive you'd like to bring, or whatever, like I said, once I get a mixer, we're going to do the karaoke. But anything, if you have any ideas for shows, positive, something you'd like to see, send me an email, or I'd love to have you on as a guest. So, but I just want to keep it positive.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's get on with chapter 26 then.
Beautiful.
Let me get a drink real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Get your throat ready.
I'm telling you, I'm still parched.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stress the importance of giving enough generosity, and giving is a function of the heart, not of the wallet. It is an extension of our special modulated frequency of love. Interdimensional love is timeless because it is everywhere. Giving unconditionally is receiving. In our physical world, it is a reflection of our higher vibratory thought. Go and look at yourself in the mirror. Try to give something to the person you see in the mirror. The person is automatically giving it right back to you. In a multidimensional existence, the time and point where giving happens may not be what time and point where receiving happens. Wanting and getting by taking is an activity and thought without love or gratitude. In the long run, that will create division, resentment, and lack of abundance. We live in a sea of energy and love. All we have to do is try to match the frequency of love, and we open up the unlimited flow of love, peace, creativity, abundance, and everything you can imagine. If you, without knowing any better, think a lot about and match the frequency of misery, violence, poverty, unhappiness, and other lower vibrational qualities, that is what you will be drawing to you and having in your life. That is scary to think about. And that's why they keep us under a constant state of fear.
Absolutely. And that's totally true. And I love how he's saying that most people don't know how to pray, because that's so true. Most of us pray out of desperation. They're like,
But
please take it away. And, that's the opposite energy, because you're creating more of it.
you're accepting it.
Yeah, well, and you're creating more of it in such a powerful way because of the emotion. There's so much emotion there, and that's the driving force behind manifestation. So I know for me, one of the fastest ways for me to reconnect with the positive parts of myself is to go back to when I was a little kid. Because
Right.
when I was a little kid, everything was exciting, everything was new, everything was unknown. And through that resonance, for me, it's easier to connect to my higher self through that vehicle, because that part of me was fearless. It was joy, very happy. So those are the frequencies that you want to tap into when you're praying for help, or when you're praying for manifestation. You want to make sure that you're not in a desperation mode, that you're actually in a manifestation mode, which is holding frequencies you want to receive. Because
Yep.
boy, you don't want to send out the stuff that you're struggling over, because you're going to get
No,
more.
no. And that was a big problem, when you learn how to actually control these things, because that's like when I was absorbing all that energy when I first started doing these live streams. I didn't know how to control that. I didn't know how to block that. And
Yeah.
golly, I was having all these thoughts going through my head, things like craziness, like suicide and things. And like, that's something I'd never do.
Right.
So,
And it wasn't in your consciousness, but because you're connecting to the group.
right.
That's what I mean. We are so collectively connected. It's profound, the effects that we have on each other. And most of us, we've never even met, but we're still connected by our vibration and the way we think. And, like this forum, it's more real than the third dimensional reality of
Yeah,
how connected we truly are as this group.
true. All right, let's get it on.
Okay.
All right, here we go. The difficult part is what we were made to live by: the rules, directives set down by the government and society, all put in place to control the people, like we were just talking. Under the
Yeah.
present circumstances, some of it is a good thing. Some of these rules date back thousands of years and serve the purpose of the rulers of an uneducated mass of people in the dark past. But now we know the world is not exactly the way we were told. We know that it was not for government and their control of every facet of society, there would be plenty of food, energy, and technology for everyone. We still allow the old outdated belief systems and mind programs to dominate our minds as a people. This creates the apparent suffering in the physical existence. The old mind programming of the government is always right, the lawyer is always your friend, we have to get ours or we will go without. If you do not believe as I do, I'm going to kill you. will create nothing but war, poverty, government tyranny, murder, misery, and the list goes on. We allow all this to happen basically because of one thing, and that is simply that we do not have enough love in our life. We have the power to free ourselves by thinking for ourselves. It can be scary to think on our own. There's a false feeling of safety in the crowd where everyone is doing the same thing. Try to look at it this way. If you think like everyone else, you're going to do like everyone else. If you do like everyone else, you're going to have what everyone else has. Are you sure you want that? When you go within and receive inspiration, you will no longer need anyone else making decisions for you. You can manifest that on your own. Yes, there is free will involved here. You are manifesting around the master plan, creating better experiences for the soul. So some of the lesser positive experiences you were slated to go through, according to the master plan, may never happen. This is why we are totally responsible for how our life turns out. Either we go through what we agreed to do before we came here, or we manifest into our life new things after we get here. Either way, we are responsible.
Mhm.
Dr. Hugh Lin from Hawaii explains that we live either from memory or from inspiration. Inspiration is universal consciousness talking to you. Memories are old, recycled subconscious memory programs running in your subconscious mind all the time. These memory programs are transferred up to the conscious mind and runs as movies and audio scenarios, these conversations in your head. All these programs can be erased. That creates freedom and state of mind we call illumination. When you are connected up in meditation, the inspirations you are getting are magnified in quantity, quality, and creative energy. If you can stop the chatter and unwanted mind programs playing in your subconscious mind and always interfering, you will have a constant flow of inspiration, higher consciousness thinking, opportunities, and abundance. Remember, the one who is in control of your mind will control and supply your life. Do you want your ego to control it, or do you want the real you to control it? Look at your track record and then you decide. If you allow universal consciousness to control and supply it, it is unlimited, all-knowing, all-loving. What it is, it will supply. You will have unlimited supply of abundance, unlimited knowledge, insight, inspiration, and unlimited love. What else do you need? Oh yeah, get a dog. They will give you the best earthly example of unconditional love, and that's the truth.
Dog and God, just flip the word.
Yep. Dr. Hugh Lin teaches Ho'oponopono or something. I know I
Ho,
just murdered that.
ho, Ho'oponopono. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a beautiful thing. I've learned that. It's a profound, simple, beautiful thing.
I bet you Sue knows something about that. She's been
Uh-huh.
down over there doing it in
I
Hawaii.
bet he does.
It is a spiritual problem-solving process. The word means to make right. It removes problems and harmful thought form programs from your subconscious mind and connects you to the universal consciousness. He once healed a whole ward of criminally insane people at a prison hospital in Hawaii. Wow. After they
Yep.
were healed, the state shut down the mental hospital down. He did
Yep.
this without even consulting with any of the patients, only treating them from a distance. How he did all this explained in the book Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, a highly recommended book. Wow, that's crazy. You know,
It's true. That's what I'm telling you, Brian. I've seen these things where people come together and they practice these things. And the Ho'oponopono, a prayer is, if I can remember off the top of my head, it literally it's 4 sentences. It's I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. No, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and something else. But it's literally it's only 4 sentences, and you just say this over and over again, and that's the Ho'oponopono, and it literally transmutes trauma, matter, all kinds of stuff. It's so powerful when we literally focus on these words.
definitely. And words do matter, just like saying thought, every thought matters.
Yes.
All right, let's get it kicking. I didn't see any questions in there. So
Me neither. I'm watching. They're still good. Everybody's just chatting. I love you guys. You're so fun to watch.
yeah,
It's hard to pay attention to you at the same time. I
That's
Something
why,
in the chat.
to be honest with you, not only do I like the banner of having somebody on here with me, but like you can keep up with the questions and things like that. I don't have to worry about it. It makes it flow
Yes,
better.
absolutely.
There's old Steve. What's going on, bud?
Hi, Steve.
All right, well, here we go. Chapter 27. Also remember, you are not creating anything new. You are only attracting an aspect of your energy, which already has your vibration, which you were not aware of before. You are just requesting it to fill the linear time and space of your visualized physical hologram. Your creative universal mind power has the ability to transmute spiritual energy into a lower frequency of material physical form and mold it into the shape you have visualized. Now the universal consciousness has its own way of bringing it into your life, sometimes in a roundabout ways, through the back door or just letting it fall out of trees onto your path.
Oh,
Okay.
Zodiac.
One more
She's
time.
trying to climb in my lap right now, like she's feeling the Ho'opono. She's all feeling that love energy.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go. One more time, what will you get in the form of it? It mostly dependent on your detailed emotional visualization of what you want and a knowing that it is already yours because you know who you are. After that, detach from it. Forget it. It is yours. It will show up somehow through the normal process of entering the physical existence. You should do this visualization process as often as you feel the need and hunger to do it. Manifesting has no past, no future, only now. So speak of it and request it in the now. Put some time and thought into it. Reread this and study these concepts. It will do you well. The best time to do your meditation and manifestations are early in the morning at sunup or in the middle of the night. There is less thought interference at that time. Okay, so you work the night shift from 2400 to 8 a.m., or you live in the North Shore of Alaska or in the northern Norway where you do not see the sun for 3 months. You can pick a time that is peaceful and calm for you. I do it the first time of the day at sunup. I watch the sun come up and look right at the sun for about 2 minutes as it comes up over the horizon. Because of the slant distance to where the sun is, most of the harmful radiation is filtered out, but the energy particle of the photon is still coming in. That's sun gazing. But the energy particle, so it is very harmful if you do it too long and have not been taught how to do this correctly. So please, as this disclaimer goes, do not try this at home. You can lose your eyesight, especially if you do not understand why things work the way they do. The energy in the sunlight can be very beneficial to the body if you understand how to transform it. And to be safe, folks, you can do it within safe distances, 45 minutes after the sunrise or 45 minutes before sunset. That's the safest time to do your sun gazing. They say an hour, but I say 45 minutes just to be safe. So anyway, here's something for you to research. Hira Ratan Manek, a man from India, has not eaten any solid food for many years. Oh yes, he is still alive and well. He is combining sun gazing and a special breathing technique to sustain the energy in his body. I've talked about this before. He was 74 years old in the year 2011. He says he gets his main food from gazing at the sun for an hour in the morning and in the evening. He just drinks water, takes vitamins, salts, and minerals. In the years 2000 and 2001, an international team of doctors and scientists observed him constantly for 411 days without food. He just gazed at the sun, did his intellectual work, and thrived. Also, in another study, NASA scientists observed him at Thomas Jefferson University in Pennsylvania while he fasted for 130 days. They verified he had no food during that time. Medical science has now named this the HRM phenomenon. It is a method you can research on the internet under sun gazing, and the people who do this are often called breatharians. Living off the sun like this is a long process to learn. We start the breathing exercising and looking at the sun just for a few seconds. Then we slowly increase the time as we grow into it. Do not even think to start practicing this just after you have read a little about it. You must learn from someone. I need to touch a little more on how we attract the good things, love and abundance into our lives. There is no magic or miracles here. It all happens according to spiritual, mental, and physical science. The principles are fairly simple. Different people's techniques may vary. You will attract what you are. If you are a good person who tries to do the right thing, you will draw to you people of similar caliber, and you can easily open up for the free flow of the creative universal consciousness. If you are a despicable person, whatever that is, only caring about yourself and mostly destructive, you may have a hard time attracting lasting good things. It may also be harder to open up for the free flow of universal consciousness, and that may be a good thing. Still, it is easy to turn the ship around. Have you heard the saying, fake it until you make it? That's your saying right there. If you
I
want a
know.
new, if you want a
Like I
new look,
say that all the time.
if you want a new luxury automobile, go and rent one for a day and go to a dealership of that automobile and test drive one. Do you want to go on a Mediterranean cruise? Go to a travel agent and get a load of color brochures of cruises in the Mediterranean. Do
Yep.
you want a new house? You know what to do. Start going to open houses. Why would you start doing all this? Because it helps you get a total sensory experience of what you want.
Okay,
Remember, you
can
also,
I share real quick on that same note? I
yeah,
literally manifested a house that way. I
yeah, I was
serious
thinking about that when you said,
I did. And you guys, when I manifested this house, I was going to build my home. So I literally spent time drawing out the rooms, drawing out the dimensions, and I was saving money because I wanted this to be my first home and my only home. I was, planning for long term. So I started to manifest this by going to model homes, looking at all the things I wanted in my home. Then I started to draw the plan. And then literally, I was out looking for land, and I literally saw these tractors carving out these mountainside lots. And I literally went to their model home center, and the model home that I had drawn, my own my own vision that I drew, this house was almost identical to what I drew. But the weirdest thing was when I walked up to the front door, my friend opened the door and she goes, "Welcome home." And I turned and I looked around, and the sign name on the model home was my last name in the female expression. It was called the Alessandria.
yeah, see, there you go. You can't make this shit up.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought about that when I read that. I was like, damn, I think Trina did that.
Yeah, and I had to go in a lottery, and I had 200 people that had to go in this lottery, and I
Yeah,
got drawn first.
that's crazy.
First.
Meant to be.
It was meant to be. Yep.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Remember, you also need to know what you want emotionally, not just by name, but by associating your desires with as many sensory inputs as possible. Colorful, beautiful, complex visual images, the sounds of melodious praising voices, the tactile temperatures and feelings of textured fabrics and materials, the delicious exotic taste and satisfaction of savoring your dreams, and the exhilarating, encompassing smells of a new house or new garden or car. There's nothing like it. Start acting and feeling and believing as if you already have it. Examine the lacks and needs in your life once so you understand it. After that, you do not need to dwell on it again. Once you open up the floodgates of creative universal energy, it is unlimited. Therefore, share it willingly. Give it to the ones in need of what you have. You will have more. That is like priming the pump. To start it out in meditation, I would say something like, Universal consciousness in me, I am sorry for the erroneous thoughts within me that have caused lack and need in our life. We will have abundance now. Please forgive me. Thank you. You
Yep.
attract things, situations, and people to you all the time. Think about all the people, things, and situations you have in your life now. You attracted all that from the universal storehouse of creative energy, and your mind gave it its form by thinking it into existence and funneling it into your life through elusive process. So what if you won $1 million in the lottery? Even if someone you gave you the ticket that won the prize, you still attracted and created that situation. And if that were the case, that someone that gave you the ticket, I know what the life lesson for most likely would be. It would be a test of your willingness to share. No major event like that happens by accident. Somewhere, somehow, the channel between you and the universal storehouse of creative energy was open when you, in an emotional state with feelings, made it clear that you needed more resources, a new house, or something that resonated with the universal consciousness. Therefore, bingo, it was arranged for you to have more resources. Here's something you need to remember: with more resources, there's more responsibility. When you have more resources, you are in the big league and you must follow a different set of rules than the people who are wallowing in financial misery. In order to keep the flow going from there on, you must show gratitude, give thanks, give to others willingly, help the ones who need it. Start communicating with the universal consciousness on a regular basis, at least once a day. Forgive everyone for whatever they may have done which was not for their higher good, as well as forgive yourself for whatever you may have done which was not for the higher good. These are spiritual laws, the spiritual law of physics, so to speak. They are constant, repeatable, and can be trusted to work the same way every time. The only wild card is if you are able to communicate your wishes so it is understood at the order desk at the universal storehouse of created energy in you. Your visualized emotional mental picture of what you want becomes the mold into which the universal consciousness will pour the intelligent creative energy so your mind can take that mental raw material and manifest its physical form. This is all according to the laws of nature, spiritual, mental, and physical nature. This is what we call universal law. I cannot emphasize enough, and that is why I will mention it again later and later, how important it is to go within in meditation at least once per day. This way you keep exercising the muscle and try to keep the path to universal consciousness open as much as you can. It keeps the attractor strings strong. Surround yourself with things you love. It could be flowers, good music, a pet, good uplifting friends, and absolutely anything that makes your heart sing and say, yes, I love that. Even though it may not look like that all the time, but everyone loves something or someone. Adolf Hitler was interviewed by a newspaper during the height of his rule, and he was asked, what do you love most in the world? He thought for a while and said, I love many things, but one of the first things that come to my mind is that I love my dog. Even a man who is so predatory and deadly ruthless towards people had room for a little love in his heart for his dog. The feeling of love is an absolute must in the process of attracting creative energy from your universal consciousness and for the purpose of manifesting in your own life or your world. You will gain the awareness that with love you can attract to you the creative energy for you to manifest absolutely anything because this energy is already a part of you. You are matching the frequency of the energy with the frequency of your intention and love. You are manifesting an energy which is already a part of yourself that you were not aware of before into physical shapes and forms. Feeling in, holy cow.
Uh-huh.
Went a little too far there.
You're like, whoops.
Yeah, here we go. Feeling inferior is a manifestation killer. It is a very low vibration thought form. It can only create low vibration manifestations for the one who has the feeling. You must know you are worthy to receive. If you feel unworthy, change your thoughts. Yeah, right. Like that is easy to do. Well, it can be. First, you make a commitment to become worthy and tell yourself so. Remember, it is all thought. But in the beginning, you may need action to initiate the thought. Sorry, guys, it may involve distancing yourself from the Friday night drinking and poker party. Oh, yes, and you may have to slow down on your once-a-month hunting trip where you and your buddies drive up to cabin with 4 bottles of scotch and beer and go hunting. You will never kill anything, but you scare the daylight out of 11 squirrels and 4 rabbits, whose life will be marred with nightmares and never be the same. When you start to engage in higher conscious thinking, these things become less relevant and important to you. And here we go again. Whatever you have in your mind and think about the most is what you will have in your life, because that is what you will be manifesting. I hope you understand that. Manifesting things and concepts in your life does not necessarily mean you have to be spiritual. Some people are using the laws of spiritual science and they may not even know what they are doing. Just exercise the process, and it may even work if you're an atheist. Atheists know how to forgive and feel love also. They are no different. You do not have to understand how and why the process works. It just works. You're using gravity every day and you do not understand it. Do not feel bad. Science does not really understand what gravity is either. They think they have a clue, but they may be wrong.
Yeah.
Here's a thought for you. You teach this to a young child and watch them run with it. You will have dolls, bunny rabbits, kittens, ponies, and tricycles everywhere. Just kidding. Then again, chances are no one has tried it. What I really mean is that small children do not have their mind corrupted and full of limitations yet. They have not been brainwashed into believing this concept of you can't, because there are just some things you cannot do. You tell them they can do anything they can imagine and create anything they desire. Add that to the fact that a child is born with a photographic memory, and they have that until they start to understand that it is okay to not remember everything because everyone else forgets, so it must be okay. Too often we let other people decide for us what we want and need. That is when the other person's mind is more willful than ours. We allow other people to impose upon their values and their opinion of our worthiness and capabilities. Even if the other person is well meaning and telling you, you do not have money enough to go into business for yourself. Do you know 90% of all businesses fail in the first 5 years? It is totally misplaced. You need to make your own decisions. It may be your brother in law, and he has never done anything independent or of excellence in his life. So why should you listen? It is your life and your dream. Do not let anyone steal it. You see, misery loves company. Maybe he just likes to have you hang around his level of standards so he will have company. One thing I have learned: if you do not feel free, whatever you're doing is wrong and what you believe is not true. If you for a moment feel inadequate, unworthy, lost, sit down and think about who you really are. When you have remembered again that you are infinitely capable and knowledgeable, spiritual being with no limitations, you should feel better. Then you go back to the well by going within, opening up for the free flow of creative energy. Ask for guidance and help, and manifest what you need in your life. Keep going back to that well and back and back. It will never go dry. When you take full responsibility for your life, you accept yourself as you are. That does not mean you have to accept everything you do. If there are some aspects of what you do that you do not like, transmute the subconscious memory program of it so it will go away. This way we can quit complaining. You know what they say about complaining. Half the people do not care, and the other half are glad that you have something to complain about. Persistence is one of the keys to success. For the one who starts and never quits, there is only one choice of outcome: success.
Boy, isn't that true?
Do you want to
And
go exploring? Start thinking on your own and do what the masses are not doing. Kickstart manifesting by consciously initiating it. Other people mostly wait for things to happen unconsciously, and it usually happens. What is in your mind is what you get.
snap.
Indeed.
Oh man, that's so true. Actually, I've seen the biggest healing take place is people that could get into the subconscious part of their mind because there's things going on that they didn't have an awareness of. And once they found those blocks in their being and cut that loose and healed it,
hmm
you watched miracles happen. It's amazing.
I don't know whether to do another one or not.
And we're getting
10:40.
close. Hey, would you guys like me to read you the Ho'oponopono prayer? I've just found it.
Yeah, we'll stop. Let's do that. We'll stop right here, and
Okay.
I'll change that in description to chapter 28. And yeah, because I would like to know a little more about that just to help us get an understanding. What's going on, Robert
Like,
V? Good to see you. I've been worried about you. I haven't
yeah.
seen you.
Well, like you said, Brian, you were reading about what they did in that mental institution, and that was the effect that this prayer had. And literally, this is the prayer. It's simply, I love you. I am sorry. I forgive you and thank you. That's all it is. That's a Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, well, that's the point. It doesn't have to be much. The simpler, the better. I mean, like I said, keep
Remember?
it simple,
Yeah,
stupid.
I was gonna say, keep it simple, stupid. I'm telling you, there's some very strong value in that, keeping it simple. So, Elsie, I heard her speaking in chat. She was like, that changed my life. That prayer changed my life because she found the rhythm and the resonance of gratitude. And that's what she said. When you have gratitude for the world, it changes your world. That I couldn't explain it or put it into words any better than what Elsie had explained with that, because that's exactly how it works.
Yeah, I'm telling you, folks. Yeah, Elsie, like she puts out some gems, and she's only got 40 subscribers. She should have 1,000. I swear. And I know she's gonna kick my ass for saying this because she don't want subscribers, but it's
Right.
too bad. You shouldn't put out
Yes.
good nuggets of information.
Yes, Elsie, you're brilliant. I love listening to you.
So y'all got, she's in chat right now. Hit on her avatar and go over and subscribe to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna
And
catch
like I
hell for
said,
that one.
guys, use this Ho'oponopono because it's so simple and it's just spot on. I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive you and thank you. And it's the
Like,
thank you part is that anchoring the gratitude at the end. And this literally is the secret key to manifest anything. This literal right here is the golden nugget. It's getting into a love vibration, which I love you, and
right.
I am sorry. I'm sorry says I'm releasing anything that no longer serves my vibration. So whatever it was that wasn't resonating, I'm sorry. It's time to just cut it loose, let it go. And then I forgive you. With that forgiveness, there's also self forgiveness and forgiveness of all injustices done to you. So it's like that forgiveness is like, oh, it's the biggest freedom you could ever have. And then when you end it with the gratitude is the part where we talk about Brian about I've already have it.
Yep.
It's already
That's
there.
the most important part.
It is. That's the oh, that's the anchor at the end. And if you can't feel that gratitude of receiving it, that's where you stop the prayer. That's where it stops the manifestation is because you haven't completed it with the resonance of the receiving of it, because that is the final most important part that most of us were never taught, was that ending part, the gratitude.
Oh yeah, and forgiving yourself. That was my hardest part, pure love ascension. And y'all get on Robert V out there too. He's supposed to be coming on here sometimes, but I'd rather get him on here as soon as possible. So come on, Robert, let's get it going. Shoot me an email.
You're right
I'm
on.
telling you, people are gonna love him. Like he's got that calming voice too.
Yay, that's
So
awesome.
let's get him. I see Michael Connors here too. I want to get him back on here too.
Hi,
He
Michael.
just he got lucky. Michael just went on a cruise down in the Bahamas and stuff not long ago, and they were lucky to make it back. He
Oh,
was
you were lucky.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
maybe you can talk about some of that. And I know that he was having to wear the mask and stuff like that. It looked like, I don't know, I can't remember if the word was already out or not, but I remember one night he was in there at like a nightclub on the ship, and it didn't look like it was too busy. So I wonder if people were already self-quarantined. So I'd like to, hear more about that. So we'll be getting him on here too.
right on.
Brian, Wednesday is my Friday. So what does that mean, Robert? Does that mean you'd want to do a Wednesday show? We can do it. Just let me know. Hey, I'm flexible. And anybody else, come on, bring it.
Absolutely.
Yep. So let's see.
Abraham Abraham Hicks cruise. Oh, that would be fun. Michael Connor, that would be fun.
What was it? I missed it.
Abraham Hicks, people in chat were
Uh,
commenting on this material that you're reading. This
uh-huh.
book is so in alignment with Abraham Hicks. It's channeled material, and Abraham has been channeled through I can't remember Hicks. Her name is Hicks, and she's been doing channelings from this being for a long time. And this book sounds like you're speaking from Abraham.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like I said,
same
I just
resonance.
know it,
Yeah,
it, it resonated big time with me, and like I said, that's why I wanted to share it with everybody else. Because I mean, like I said, this is what we've been. This puts it into words, even though, like I said, this is hard to read sometimes, but it actually puts it into words and kind of dumbs it down for you. And it's like, man, this
yeah.
is what we've been doing.
Yeah, and this is what we really need to learn how to understand. And that's amazing how he brought up like the Ho'oponopono, because I literally that is I have seen crazy things happen with that prayer. It's amazing what happens. We should do this together. We might
Yeah.
want to do the Ho'oponopono together where we could just, say it like a magic number 7 times or whatever and just go through it over and over and connect together and
Or,
send that out to
make
the
it
world.
maybe a part of your meditation regimen daily.
Yeah, it is. It's a powerful thing. It really is. And like I said, I think there's a power when we connect to the same things. It's not that we have to, and if it doesn't resonate with you, don't do it.
Right.
But if it does resonate with you, and like I said, it's just so simple, you know, I'm I'm sorry, I love you, I forgive you, and thank you. It's a beautiful, beautiful, simple thing, and most people can connect with that without having a bunch of trauma run through the head with those words.
Right.
So it's just a beautiful thing, and I think anything we can do to connect together with one heart, one mind, and one intention is really going to be the greatest help we could give to each other and the planet.
Absolutely. Have you got anything going? What are you covering right now? What book?
I've been actually covering taking care of people who need my services because sanitation is kind of critical, especially
True.
right now. So I've been going and dealing with that. And all my people too. It's like people are running out of products. So they're running out of things to actually keep their stuff under
Right.
control and sanitized. So yeah, there's a shortage with bleach and different stuff like that. So
Yeah, and if y'all aren't subscribed to Trina, go over and subscribe to her too. She's only like 45 away from hitting 1,000. So y'all go over and help her out too.
yeah, and then you guys are gonna laugh at me when I try to do something live. You're gonna have to bear with me because I
Let
am
me tell you, when I first
technologically
started out,
illiterate.
I was a bumbling idiot. I mean,
I am going to be, I'm sure. I'll be like, Brian, help.
well, my problem really is where I had that crappy computer and it was, just all the technology problems, the buffering and all that. And once I finally figured all that out, it wasn't too bad.
Ah,
So,
oh,
but
but
thank
like I
goodness
said,
for
you've
this new
learned a
computer.
lot. You've learned a lot.
I still haven't ever emailed them back to see if I could get that channel back. It's probably a good time right now to do it since all this crap's going on. Maybe they'll have some sympathy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So maybe I need to
I-
send that email out this week. Never
Right.
know till you ask. I mean, to be honest with you, the big thing is just really getting those Runk videos back. I was going through my phone the other day. Thank God I saved it, and it was a message from Runk.
All right on.
So I've still got that. Thank goodness I saved that. So
Absolutely. I
yeah,
was thinking about him the other day.
he's a good one. Still is a good one.
I swear he was telling me that he was doing a lot above
I think
sending
he was
us.
working on both sides.
I do too. Yeah.
So well, cool. You got anything you want to say real quick before we wrap her up?
Oh God, just keep focused, guys, and just keep creating the world we want to see. Do not let the script and the television tell you your vision. It's time to create a new world. And
Absolutely.
your vision and your part of that, it will be part of the diversity that we get to experience later. So know that none of us are going to do this the same. And that is the gift. That's the most beautiful part of this. But try to stay in that positive vibe as much as you can because, we're really getting hit on every front. So, warriors, let your light shine bright. Be the rainbow warriors that you are.
I heard some. I agree with what you're saying, but it just brought a memory to me today, and I can't remember who was saying it. I was thinking maybe it was you, maybe it's somebody else, but they were saying maybe we need to take that. It was Elsie. We need to take that warrior aspect out of it because you're still including that war aspect to it.
Yeah, and yeah, in essence, that's completely true. In essence, yeah. But I think when you look at it on the aspect of warrior, meaning it's going to be a hard it's going to take work. So you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to warrior through it. You're going to have to get your energy up. You're going to have to be diligent. You're not going to be able to give up. You're going to have to push through it
Yep.
like a warrior does. So you
Right.
can look at it with two different aspects. Like I said, everything in this matrix has a negative and a positive. And this is how we heal it is when we can see both parts and choose to operate in the positive vibration or actually just being neutral.
Right.
So, to support the creation in a positive aspect or to actually go neutral to let everything manifest through the 0 point, which is the highest potential. So this is what we're doing, and this is what it means to be, I think, a true warrior is to be somebody who has a mission to protect, defend, and become the new way.
Yeah, I was just saying, you know, I like the way she was putting it, though. I mean, it did
True.
make sense.
It
Listen, this Michael
does.
Connor says, I felt Runk's energy when he spoke about him. I never met him before.
He's
He
so
was he
beautiful.
was powerful. He was a
Yes,
good
he
dude.
was and is. And
Yeah.
he is on this, and he was telling me he is like helping us in ways we can't imagine. It's showing me he's working with energies, like literally, like he's building an architect of some type. He's building something right now.
Get me a little choked up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's busy and he's like, I'm working on this, y'all. I'm working on this.
I
He's
don't doubt
working
that
on
one bit.
something. Yeah, he's working on something really big. So thank you, Jerry. We love you.
Absolutely.
And we will,
Always with us.
yeah, we will take all the assistance that you can bring because
He'll-
I think we might need it.
I think you're right. Well,
Yeah.
it looks like Robert V says, I don't know if he's talking about this Wednesday, so I guess I may be back Wednesday, folks. Otherwise, you'll just have to stay tuned because, like I said,
Oh,
I
I
haven't
had
been
a
making a
meditation.
schedule.
Brian,
Hmm.
I had a meditation today and I literally woke up and I literally heard it 3 times. Tell them all we're sending hugs from heaven. So I don't know what this is going to mean to people, but they're saying we're sending hugs from heaven, hugs from heaven. We're sending you hugs from heaven. So
Mhm.
it's like the hologram twin coming down and hugging the physical body was what I was seeing in my mind, but it was showing me it was bigger even than that. So we're getting hugs from heaven. So that's kind of beautiful.
All right, Robert V says not Wednesday, so I don't know when I'll be back, folks. I'll be back Monday. You know, I'd rather. I know I won't be back tomorrow night, but I would like to come back at least Thursday or something. I mean, even if I come back and just have to read it by myself, I may just do this to get through this book. Like
Absolutely.
I said, got plenty of stuff to get through. So
Yes.
anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks. I hope y'all had a good evening.
I love
Sending
y'all.
out nothing but unconditional love from me to you.
Yes.
So until next time, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. I love you all. Have a wonderful night.